Congratulations, you graduated college, and that means it's time for celebrating with Backpacking Europe. Well, here's a few tips for those college students that are going to go backpacking, or I should say new college graduates going backpacking before they start their jobs. And I'm going to start with this. Go literally the day after graduation. Go in May. Why? Because May, you don't have a lot of families traveling because the schools are still in session, whether you're in the US or Europe. So you're not fighting the family travelers. You have late May and the early part of June where it's just you and other backpackers going around. So prices are a little bit lower than if you're talking about June or July. Places are a little bit less crowded and you get a lot of bang for your buck, and you can see all the things without all the other people there. So get going right after graduation. Like literally, kiss grandma when she says, congratulations, thanks everyone, thank you for being here. Next morning, boom, you're gone with your backpack, okay? Second tip I have for you, use hostels. Why? Well, one, they're a lot cheaper, so your money will go farther and you can travel longer. I mean, think about it. $30 a night for a bed in a hostel or $150 nights for a hotel? Wait a minute, that's 5 nights in hostels for the price of one hotel. Yes, use hostels if you're gonna be traveling by yourself because your money will go farther. Also, when you go to hostels, talk to the other travelers. Why? You can get information from them on good places to go eat, good sites to go see. What your next destination is going to be. Is it worth going to or not? Because sometimes you might find out that place you wanted to go isn't all that great from other travelers, and you might go someplace else that other travelers went that sounded way cooler. One thing I will tell you though is, any advice you get from other travelers when you're going to your hostels, always take it with a grain of salt, because everyone has their own opinions, their own feelings on different places, different destinations, so just be aware of that, but you can really learn a lot from those hostels and those people that are also there. Another thing I want to tell you, sometimes you're going to get tired of hostels. If you got 2 or 3 friends you're going with, it might actually be more economical instead of doing hostels, because some places hostels can be like 50, 60 bucks a night. It might be more economical to get a double hotel room for 2 of you to go stay someplace because it's actually cheaper than staying at that hostel. And sometimes you're tired of being kicked out from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. when it opens up again to go explore because it's a rainy day. You just want a day of Netflix and chill and doing nothing. So maybe do occasionally use that hotel if you have another traveler with you. If money is an issue, if money's not an issue, throw in a hotel every so often just to give you kind of a breather from 8 other people snoring around you when you're trying to sleep. Now, another thing I want to tell you is if you're going to be backpacking Europe, one of the great things about it is kind of the freedom to go different places at different times. But I'm going to tell you this. Book your first night hotel room and your last night hotel room. Why? Well, when you fly in, if you're coming to Europe, you're going to fly in. Look, you're probably going to have jet lag, going to be a little woozy, groggy, whatever. Have that first night already set up so you can come, go, get showered, get cleaned up, get ready, and really hit the ground running that next day. You know, and you don't have to worry about finding something. Because you want to fly in. Well, my flight got delayed. So instead of getting in at noon, it gets in at 9 p.m. And now I got to find a place to stay at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. In Paris, I don't know what to do. That frustration isn't there. You have the first night taken care of. It gives you that calm and you'll be okay. It's the same thing on the last night. You don't want to be worrying about that last night because you've just been backpacking through Europe for maybe a couple weeks or a couple months. I don't know. And it's like, look, I fly out tomorrow. I got to deal with finding a place to stay. No, it's already taken care of. I've already got it set up. Maybe you're spending like 3 nights at last place. You got it already set up so you can just come after a few weeks of backpacking, put your stuff down. It's been a great trip. You can reflect and you don't have to worry about where you're going to stay. So that would be my thing. Book that first hotel and that last hotel of your trip for your flights, okay? So you don't have to worry about it. Another thing I think is important is mix up your trip. Don't just have it be a party time all the time or history all the time or adventure tourism. Look, mix it up. You're here in England, yes, go to the Tower of London, see that when you're there. Go see the crown jewels, go see the change of the guard, get that cultural stuff. And then when you're in Switzerland, go to Interlaken and do spelunking, do canyoning, have fun when you're there. Or then you head to Portugal, hit the beach and enjoy that. Have a good mix when you're traveling around and you're backpacking, because even though clubbing every night and going out every night is fun, eventually you get burned out on that. But also going to see museum, cathedral, town hall, square, museum, town hall, square, it kind of gets repetitive and everything blurs together. So by mixing it up, it makes your trip a lot more enjoyable. Another thing I think is important for backpackers to realize is that Eurorail and Interrail are not always the best way to travel around or the most economical way. Don't be afraid to take some of the cheap airlines when you're here. If you decide you're down in Portugal, instead of trying to train it back through Spain into France, buy an EasyJet flight. Fly literally for like $35, $40, euros, whatever. Fly from Lisbon to Rome and continue your trip that way. And so you can mix it up between train travel and air travel. That's going to help you see a lot more. And sometimes it can be significantly cheaper traveling that way than versus the train. Okay. And if I want to look at some of the safety things, one thing I want to tell you, you may be a broke college student, a broke recent college grad. The people that are pickpockets, the people that are nefarious doing things, they don't know that, they don't care, they may rob you anyway. Don't assume just because you're a broke student that people don't find some value in your phone or your laptop or your backpack. So make sure you have a lock. Yes, have a lock. Lock your stuff up when you're at that hostel. Lock your stuff up at the hotel. Lock your stuff up when you're on the train, just in case, so you're not letting yourself become an easier target than you should be, because sometimes you think, well, I'm a broke college student, no one wants my stuff. Believe me, there are people that will want your stuff, okay? Because when we've been traveling around, students have been pickpocketed, robbed, all kinds of stuff, so do be aware of that. And also, especially for women, I want to tell you this, be aware and be extra vigilant when people are overly friendly and overly helpful when you're doing stuff that doesn't need overly friendly or overly helpful stuff, because sometimes there are nefarious people out there and you want to be careful, all right? But in general, backpacking Europe after you graduate is one of those quintessential things you have to do. When my brother graduated, I went with him and we went together. When I graduated, I went and did it. It's just one of those things you gotta do, and it's a fun thing to do. And I hope these tips help you have a better time backpacking after graduation. So congratulations on graduating college. Welcome to the next part of your life. If you have other examples or other tips for people that are gonna go backpacking Europe for the first time after graduation, please put in the comments section below so we can have other travelers have more fun celebrating graduation on their traveling experiences. Anyway, I wish you all the best. I'll say bye here in York.